Hello, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. I'm a bit late this morning. Something just wasn't working on Instagram, but I'm here. Let's begin in the vein that I want to talk about today, which is that where your focus goes, your energy flows. And talking about finding proof to believe, one of the ways to kind of start that process is to tell yourself great things and good things that are true. So I love to begin my day by saying the following. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow. I have nothing missing and nothing broken. How's that for you? Can you hear me? First of all, if you're listening, wherever you're listening, can you hear me okay? And I want to talk about today finding proof to believe in yourself when everything around you tells you the opposite. Have you ever been in a so-called rut where you're trying to do something and it might have been obviously that you might have had some success before, but you just happen to be in this rut, in this period where it just seems like nothing is working. And we find ourselves, for the most part, saying the blanket statements: nothing is working. I can't get this right. Nobody's for me. I'm not getting any traction in this area of my life. Like, what is happening? I'm losing. I'm losing. We make the blanket statements. And it's very difficult for you to listen perhaps to somebody like me to tell you when you're feeling that kind of way. Find proof to believe in yourself. But I want to give you that proof this morning and hopefully help you out of it. I've been there. I've been in these positions where it seems for a second, for a period, like it's just difficult. And I'm like, what is going on? And here's the process that I take to be able to get myself back into a positive mindset, to be able to go and do the thing that I used to do before. Here's the first point. Nothing is 100%. So it can never be that everything's failing. Nobody wants me. Nobody's on my side. I am all alone. Absolutely not. You have to take comfort and you have to just grab onto that reality and that truth. Nothing is 100%. So these blanket statements are just us beating up on ourselves. And if you follow these negative thoughts down the rabbit hole, you get further and further into negativity. More negativity produces this more of the same. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So when you start to say to yourself nothing's working, you're going to find proof that nothing is working. And so the first way I find to be able to counter that kind of blanket statement and generalization that my mind tries to feed to me sometimes is absolutely not. It can never be 100%. So it means that I can never say nothing's working. Absolutely not. No. I need to go find proof in my life of what might be working, perhaps even in another area of my life. Does that make sense? And have you ever been there? And that is definitely one way to just counter the negativity. It cannot be 100% of anything. It's never 100% good and it's never 100% bad. So that tells you that you can always find proof to be able to move on. Here's something else, right? Many times we don't find proof when we're trying to do something new. Oh, I've never done it before. How do I know that I can do it? Let me just stay in negativity. I'm bound to fail because I've never done such and such before. There's a concept that I teach when preparing people for job interviews and that kind of thing, and it is transferable skills. And I want to apply it here today. I do it all the time with my own self. Okay. And it is this: you have to find areas where you won before, even though it's not in this new thing that you're trying to do. You haven't done it before, so you don't have that kind of proof. What you do have is a tradition in other areas of your life where you have won in the past. Go back to those. So if it was that in a certain area, I exercised focus and I got to the goal, it means that I can apply perhaps the same transferable skill of focusing on one thing for me to be able to succeed in this new area. So you can definitely say, if I did it in that area, most likely I can now repeat the attitude and the effort for me to succeed in this new area until I've got proof of concept, proof that I can do it where I'm trying to succeed now. We forget that as human beings, we succeed and we fail. Like it goes without saying, life is 50-50. You're never going to succeed at everything, and you're never going to fail at everything. Everybody's not out to get you, and everybody's not out to love you. You can find proof for each of these concepts and situations and life situations if you look for them. So here is how, this is definitely how you find proof to believe in yourself when everything tells you to the contrary. First of all, you understand that life is 50-50. I can find proof. It's never a case that I never made it before. Go back to those previous situations where you won. Go back to the previous wins, the previous areas where you overcame, and spend some time savoring those wins. Many times I have to remind myself when I find myself in self doubt, I dredge up the things that I did before. I go find them. I go put them on the window of my mind. Lisa, you're the same person who did such and such. Excuse me? Do you really think that because you don't see proof right now in this moment, does it really mean that you can't do that? Do you forget that you are the same person who did such and such? You have to be your own cheerleader. It You just have to be. To do anything else is to be a living suicide and to be the person who's spending the most time with yourself, who's also beating up on yourself. Like, how are you going to stand you? No, how are you going to stand you? So, I want to encourage you this morning to find proof to believe in yourself again. Even if everything around you right now looks like it's not going your way, stop and breathe and recognize that this generalization of it's all bad, nobody wants me, nobody loves me, nobody wants what I have to offer, that is wrong, because there have been points in the past where you've won, you've made the money, you've got the breaks, you've got favor in the past. Go back to those situations and remind yourself. And then, if you can't remember those situations, all you simply have to say to yourself is that there is no way, just by the law of numbers in the world, there is no way that anything is 100% of anything. So you have to be able to find some kind of sliver of opportunity to kind of praise yourself and to look back and say, I did it. Y'all, life is tough. You're tougher. You can do big things, okay? And one of the ways that you do big things is to definitely control your thoughts. Like, I've just seen my own thoughts just simply just descend on me like, oh my gosh, what? And when you check yourself, it's like, what was I even thinking? You don't even know what you were thinking about. On the other hand, there have been moments where everything just seems so beautiful and so just everything's going in your favor. And then you realize it's never that way anyway. I was speaking to somebody just recently, and she says, well, she doesn't want to say that she's a strong woman because she has areas of weakness. And I was like, yeah, that's the definition of strong. The definition of anything is not absolute, is it? The definition of strong is there are situations where I'm brilliantly strong, where I brilliantly show my strength, where I overcome. But it is almost understood, or it should be by everybody, that if I say, for example, I'm strong, there's always the obvious that I'm human, I have weaknesses. If I say, oh my goodness, I love somebody, it doesn't mean that I love you all the time. It means that perhaps I love you more than I hate you most of the time. But you understand, because of the ebb and flow of life, and because, you know, just life is just 50-50. To say that you love one thing or to be one thing is not that you mean that you are 100% of that thing. So I hope that makes sense for somebody today. Get up. You can do it. You can find proof. Don't look at what you see in front of you right now. If you need to, go back in your past and find the times where you have succeeded. Bring these to the fore. Sit with those victories from yesteryear and say to yourself, like, hey, if I did it then, perhaps all I need to do now in this dispensation, in this reality where it looks like I'm failing, What I perhaps need to do is to repeat what I did back then. And if that is not possible, if you look back in your past and you don't see proof of when you have won in any area, which I very much doubt, I don't even want to say it because it can't be true that you have no evidence of you winning at life. You have no evidence of people helping you. You have no evidence of people loving on you. You have no evidence of when you have won, when you have outright come out on top. No, I don't know one person who can point to their life and just simply see a string of disappointments and failures and absolutely no wins in the same way. You can't point to anybody who has only had wins. And so it means life is asking us to take that judicious kind of stepping back, taking what you need from it on any given day to be able to function in that day. It's never going to, oh my goodness, I am terrible. I am horrible. I nobody loves me. I'm not. No, stop. Can you just stop? Can you be your advocate today? Can you be the person who looks at you and says, hey, it's 50-50 anyway? So let's find proof of what used to be so that I can repeat it or that I can encourage myself that at one point it used to be that way. That means I've got evidence that I can succeed. Like I have to do that so often you don't know. That's perhaps many of the reasons that I come on being so inspirational is because I have to do it that often for my own self. And I recognize, hey Rebecca, how are you? Good morning to you. And I recognize it just has to be a way of life. Every single day that you wake up, there are going to be challenges. Every single day that you wake up, you have to have a strategy to meet those challenges. And that first way for me is to begin that day with my confessions, put my mind in a place of positivity as much as possible to be able to counter whatever comes on that day. So, folks, I hope this helps you today. Find proof to believe in yourself. The missing part of that title, because it was too long to say, was find proof to believe in yourself, even though everything around you seems to tell you to the contrary. Find proof. There's proof right here in today or in yesterday. There's proof in your transferable skills. There's proof in the fact that nothing is 100%. So there's always something positive to look forward to. Okay, I'm off and I'll see you again on Wednesday. By the way, the podcast is out. I didn't advertise it last week because I was just so busy doing I had speeches last week and clients and all of that. But you can go wherever you get Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast on Apple, on Spotify, and I'm now uploading them on YouTube on the Basement Chronicles channel. The podcast episodes will be there, so you can listen at your leisure. We're almost at 1,000. I'm pretty sure it's just amazing what happens when you're consistent and find a thing that you like to do that people want as well. So I think I'm there and just trying to get better with this whole podcast situation. So please go listening to Basement Chronicles, the podcast. Another one will be coming out. Hey, Charlene, how are you? Good morning to you. Another one will be coming out on Thursday as well, and I'll probably send out those notifications. All right, folks, I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye. See ya.